So first of all, by the time we post this video on YouTube, we're going to be very close to 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to our YouTube channel and for making this channel possible. So that's a lot of subscribers. Just want to say thank you very much for supporting our channel. So this is going to be a very quick After Effects tutorial because we're going to be showcasing a very powerful technique that's going to allow you to create looping animations by using a very simple expression. And I'm going to show you a handful of different ways of how you can implement this expression into your work so you can create some awesome looping animations. It's going to be a really powerful technique to learn. So without wasting more time, let's jump into the tutorial and let's get started. Alright, so here we are in After Effects and let's go take a look at some awesome looping animations that we can create with just a simple expression. So here we are just in a very basic composition. We don't really have any real animation here. So I want to be able to spruce up our composition and say if I want to animate a line to go across, just like what we have going on here. So I'll just grab the pen tool and I'll just draw out a straight line like this, nice and small, doesn't matter. And I'll go ahead and I'll hit P on my keyboard for position, and I will take my line and move it to the left of the composition and add a keyframe for position, and I'll move forward in time and I'll have this line just animate across the composition like so. So now we just have this simple animation going across. However, I want it to be able to repeat over. So what we're going to do is alt click the stopwatch for position, and I'm going to type in loop out, and that's a capital O, and I'm going to type in open parenthesis and close parenthesis. So you should have the expression just like this, and then I'll click off of it. So now, if I ram preview this, that line is just going to keep going across forever. So now we can have this endless animation without having to do much work. And then what I can do is I can just take our shape layer here and I can duplicate it, and I can take these position keyframes and just move our animation up. So now we'll have two, and I can offset it in time by a little bit so it's just not on the same exact time. And look at that. That's awesome. And with more duplications, we can just add more detail to our composition, and that looks awesome. So let's take a look at some other examples here of how we can use this expression. So after our title animates in, maybe I want this to continue animating and just add a little bit more movement. You know what I'm going to do here, so after our title animates in, I'm going to go ahead and add a keyframe for scale, and I'll move forward just in time, and then I'll have this animate to be a little bit bigger. It animates in and then it gets big. Okay, so what we'll do here is we'll alt click the stopwatch for scale, and I'm going to type in that expression again, so loop out parentheses, and this time I'm going to do quotations ping pong. Okay, so just like this, your expression should look like that. Okay, so comes in and then it starts doing that looping animation. So I'll preview that, no animation, and boom, now it goes on to that loop. And we can drag our keyframes in. We can also make these keyframes easy ease keyframes by hitting F9 on our keyboard, and that will help speed up the overall animation. So you can time that out however you want to, and that looks really nice. And this also works with other parameters. So for example, I can make my secondary title a 3D layer and just hit R on my keyboard for rotation, and after this animates in, I can add a keyframe for X rotation and just have it do this, and then I'll put in that same exact expression just like so, and now you have a little bit of 3D animation. So this works with every single parameter of whatever you want to do. Okay, so here I have a very simple background with no animation here, and these are just rectangles with a very simple drop shadow applied to them to just create this stacking background feel here, but there's no animation. And what I could do just to quickly animate these layers is I can just hit P on my keyboard for position and add a keyframe for both of those, and just kind of wiggle them in different directions. So I'll animate the positions, and then of course we'll make sure that we have our loop out ping pong expression to all these position parameters. And of course we'll make these easy ease keyframes. And now with our background with the loop out expression applied, we now have more endless looping animations that we can create. So just think about how you can apply these different types of scenarios, whether you're doing title animations, backgrounds, or anything in motion graphics. We can also apply this to creative effects. So for example, here I go up to layer, new adjustment layer, and I'm going to add one of my favorite recent effects, which is distort and CC lens. If you watched the last few of our tutorials, you know I've been using this effect a lot. I'm going to go ahead and just increase the size to where we're just kind of distorting the edges here. And just with any other parameter that we've shown, we can just add a keyframe for size. I'll go ahead and just animate the size to do whatever I want. And then once again, I'll just alt click the stopwatch and type out loop out ping pong. Make those easy keyframes by hitting F9 on my keyboard. And now we have the CC lens effect, applying a little extra distortion to our composition. So there's a handful of different scenarios that you can use this effect. And to close out this tutorial, I want to give a huge shout out to our Motion Graphics Starter Pack extension right here inside of After Effects. So this is our Motion Graphics Starter Pack extension with over 500 elements in it, where we have animated backgrounds, accent motion graphics, titles, and shape transitions, and we can preview any template just by hovering over it and finding what we want to apply before we bring it in. So when we find a template that we want, we just click on apply. And it automatically brings in an animated title into our composition that we can go into that comp, and we can easily change out our titles. And we'll come here to our control layer and make any necessary changes, and we can easily change out our colors. And we have a full title animation inside of this composition. And we can apply some really awesome accent motion graphics to help spruce up our composition. So I'll come here to our clusters, and I can quickly just apply a cluster. So just within a few clicks of a button, we're able to add a couple of templates to help bring together our composition and save a tremendous amount of time. So if you're looking to produce awesome work really quick, you can check out our Motion Graphics Starter Pack along with our other packs off our website. That link will be below. If you do pick up anything off our website, you will be supporting our channel, so thank you very much. So that's our tutorial on using the loop-out expression, where you can just create endless loop animations right here in After Effects very easily. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button because we post multiple post-production tutorials every single week right here on the channel. You can also hit me up on my social media networks. Those links are below, and always be creating.